entering the tourist trap.
Yeah, we did see you. Thank you for following us. We did have another. We're trying to grow.
So does your nose really wrinkle like that when they view it? Sure.
Hey, I like your shirt.
Ready to draw that tag? She says, Dad, she says, you're rich.
Just a fake knife.
You don't know it.
Kid's knife.
I know I'm rich, you know.
Yeah. It's all wood.
Crazy. Don't they put it in medicine? It's not like
You know
for medicine.
Well, here's the thing, man. My wife, or my friend, her daughter, her daughter was having a baby. And she wanted the small one that get ground up.
Yeah.
These sassy apples.
You'll have the driver's name, the driver has your name, so you like.
And it'll also tell you exactly what car they have and their license plate.
Yeah. I was really
They're just black snakes, aren't they?
Yeah, black rats in the front corner.
Yeah.
A juvenile, probably about a 2-year-old, and then an older female. This is a black racer. Garter snake, water snakes, milk snake or Pennsylvania corn snake, northern copperhead, and your timber rattlesnake, shell and black feet. Good, Tim.
That's the copperhead?
Yeah. You guys got any questions?
Do you have any questions, Esther?
I don't know anything about anything else except for snakes.
Yeah?
Don't stick your finger in their mouth.
Did you see his
That's
tongue?
number one.
Did you see his tongue?
You end up with crooked fingers.
Did you see his tongue? Yeah. Look at it.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
What's going on here?
So we're the Lumber Heritage Region. We cover 15 counties in Pennsylvania, and we tell the story of lumber and the history and keep that history alive. And we also get people to come into our region and move around and learn more about that history in all the 15 counties, because Pennsylvania hardwood's built Pennsylvania. And
So what counties are they?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna ask me to. So we go all the way from Warren over to Wellsboro, down to Williamsport. We have Cambria County at the bottom, and then we hit Clarion. So we have all the ones in between.
Cool. What's this thing here?
So that, we think, what did you say that was? That was a ring for them to tie up with when they were rafting. So when they would raft down the river, they would put that into a piece of wood or a side of a, or their raft themselves. Or
So
the
this
side
would have been free. This is rusted tight.
Oh yes,
This
yes.
would have been a loop free.
Yeah.
They pound that in
Yep.
and then
they
tie
could
off
hook up
to
and
it.
tie off to it, yeah. And this is the post that sometimes they had on their raft or on the side that they would tie up to as well. My dad found those we live on the West Branch Susquehanna. He found those in the river.
Okay.
Which is
Cool.
pretty cool.
Oh, hi, Kyle. What's your book here?
So this is our Thomas Tabor series. Thomas Tabor is a famous writer about he told so many stories from all over Pennsylvania about logging and the railroad, and we just combined those and put them into 2 volumes, and this is our Wood Hicks book. So the pictures that you gentlemen were just looking at, these were actually on glass. Back in the day, they took pictures and it was on, negatives were on glass. Well, they found them not too long ago in a barn, and they thought they were windowsills. Then somebody actually pulled it out, because, you know, somebody died and somebody, oh, we inherited this barn and we don't know what's, they pulled it out and realized that it was actual pictures.
Yeah.
So they contacted their historical society, and then the Pennsylvania Historical Commission got involved, and they realized that these are of value.
Yeah.
So they are pictures taken by the by a photographer, and then they were of mostly of the Goodyear Lumber Company. And the Goodyear Lumber Company would hire a photographer to go around to all of their camps and take pictures, and that's why they look like they're they're dressed up in those pictures. They don't dress up at camp. They dress up for picture day. So they took those pictures, they researched where they were, what they were from, and wrote and put them all in a book and wrote all the history behind the pictures. Right. So when you're cleaning out a barn or somebody's house or something, be careful what you throw away. So we were lucky enough to have some of these. We have 3 boxes of them, and they're actually, you'll see them at the Lumber Museum. They're down at the Pennsylvania Historical Commission down in Harrisburg too. So they're kind of all over, but
that's the thing that caught my eye. I was looking at that picture. They're all working age men, except the one guy in the bottom right corner is holding his little girl. I'm assuming it's his little girl. I'm like,
so he might have been like,
that's wild. Yeah. I mean,
and they all dressed up, and they all. But you figure when you take a picture with glass, you have to sit really still for a very long period of time. So they all get all dressed up, and some of them, we have ones where they're holding tea, and they're like, they don't do that. Like they're not doing that but that's their special. You know, they're not doing that at the lumber camp. It was a special day. So
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, enjoy the expo, guys.
Thank you.
thanks for the history lesson.
Like that.
That video thing. You know what this feels like?
What's that?
It feels kind of like a deer hide.
What's done?
Yeah. The hair. The way the hair feels.
You guys are gonna have to skin. I said, I'll flash. So you guys are
My dog works at Walmart,
Yeah.
and the night before the grandkids burn them all, hurt the ends off them, and she goes, "They ain't gonna burn these ones up." I forget how many of them they walked away with. That's a steak flipper. Yep. Works pretty slick.
Oh yeah, I got
What is it?
Steak flipper.
you. Instead of using forks,
Let me see the hook on that.
and you hook into the steak and flip it and roll it back.
Oh.
They work nice. I bought some factory-made ones. They're called pigtails,
Okay.
and yeah, they work slick.
How much is it?
$20.
That's the only one I got. friend of mine made that.
That's pretty cool. You mind if I pick it up? Look at it.
I just never have. I mean, how long? What's your best advice to?
Right there's $125 hand.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty neat.
The one I got one. It's it was 155. It's 3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
I would start out with
Soft coal.
Did you have a couple hundred?
So
by 2 minutes.
Yeah. So how hot's it in there when you crank it up to whatever you forge
They
at?
can get over 2,000 degrees.
Yeah.
You put a piece of steel in there and just keep cranking it. You don't pull it out in time.
Yeah.
It'll literally look like a sparkler in there. Just a minute, I'll show you.
You know, it's rock connection.
See how that is?
Yeah.
Just,
See if it opens it up.
I know how service, but not too well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I have service. I do here some places, but I don't know if I have it right here. I don't think I do.
no, I'll show you what it looks like. You get it too hot. I mean, it's. Just getting to that point, it's going to start sparking.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Man, this thing got hot quick.
Oh, it does. The more you keep the top closed in, the hotter it gets. You can actually, some Some people take a soup can or something, punch nail holes in it, and they'll get water out of their quench tank or whatever, and just kind of let it drizzle over it. Makes it like a brick on top. It's like an oven.
So when you look at those kind of stuff, they try to keep that good. And it's nowhere. I'm like,
Now, where'd you find this, the bellows you're cranking there? Is that something you fabbed up? Or?
No, actually this here forge, it's sparkling now.
Yeah, it is.
That's whenever you burn your, that's what it looks like whenever you burn your steel up.
Yeah.
They said it'll just, if I cranked a little bit longer, it pulled it out, I mean, it would really have been just throwing sparks every place.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
to work this to make it that pretty. You know, there's people that do it.
Wow. Yeah.
No Pat rule.
Pheasant.
Huh? Yeah, that's. I mean, that's where I got everything out.
He's usually not peach. Peach a lot, but you want to try the peach? You want to try it?
Actually, my apple barbecue is my biggest seller, but actually now that I have this one.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Good. So how old was this ram?
Around 12.
Rocky Mountain or?
Yeah, it's a big one, yeah. It's out of Washington State. It was actually a reproduction. That's not the original. The hunter kept that, and he had some reproductions made.
What's that, like 190? Seminars, standing room only. Let's have this opinion on elk tag allocations from Perry County Whitetails Pro Staff member Kurt.
So they said the applications weighted by percentage, 84% of the applications they receive are PA residents. And they're talking about the most fair way to split that up. I say it's simple. You split the tag pool up percentage by where the applications come from. If you got 84% Pennsylvania applicants, 84% of the tags get drawn from that pool. It's simple. There should be some advantage to living in the state of Pennsylvania, paying your taxes to make this happen.
Exactly. As of right now, there is no advantage to being a PA resident when it comes to an elk license. What's your opinion on the matter, Pro Staff member Kyle?
Oh, I think they should cap it at 10%.
Yeah.
I don't even think they should give them the extra 6%. Personally.
Just cap it. I mean, if you want to hunt elk, you'll pay the money.
Yeah. These are trophy elk.
400-inch bulls in PA, that's what I'm talking about.
And if you could find the information on how many non-residents actually get tags, and it's in the 50% range or anything like that, that's just ridiculous. The residents of that state, it's already gone to the Supreme Court and everything, are entitled to the wildlife that are in their state.
Exactly.
You know, and none of the western states are confused about this.
No, yeah.
There's my spiel.
There's your spiel. And I think the Pennsylvania elk tag should go to Pennsylvania hunters. I'm not saying you shouldn't give opportunity to others, but if you do, it should be capped. It should be limited.
It should be proportionate.
This hot take brought to you by the Blue Eagle. Came the whole way from Idaho. Garage kept. You know you've made it in life when you roll up to the expo in a blue Dodge Caravan. Let me hit, guys.
You know what makes me irritated?
Tell me.
Oh, you're still recording.
Yeah. What irritates you? How about some air?
The RMEF booth is over at the Wilson viewing area, and they want $5 to park over there. So if I want to go look at that booth. I gotta give him $5.
I thought the $5 was just to ride the shuttle.
Oh. You want to go over there and see that booth?
Yeah, yeah.
Investigate before
Let's
you
go look.
accuse them unjustly.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Watch out for this this gully right here. We scraped a little bit on the way in. I felt the unibody twist.
Reminded me I had coffee.
Good, how are you? What's cracking down here?
Oh, we members of the Rocky Mountain Foundation.
I used to be.
You used to be. 300 Weatherby, brand new. This going to be on YouTube?
What's that? It might be.
Because I've seen you.
It's quite possible.
I watched you hunt in a tent that was leaking.
What's that?
I watched you hunt out of a tent that was
Yeah,
leaking.
you did see that.
And I shake your hand.
Yeah. Jump hard.
And then them deer ran right past the snow tracks.
10 yards.
And then you couldn't even drive down the hill because it was. I just watched this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I was watching something about flintlock. I was bored.
Yeah.
And then you popped up, and I couldn't turn it off. You had me laugh the whole time. You guys know, huh? Yeah. So you get out, your brother put a drive on, and the tracks went right by your place.
Yep.
Yeah. Man.
Yep, that's the window I had shut because the snow was coming in.
Yeah. And then your little buddy heater was leaking everything.
Yeah.
See, you're famous, man. Anybody else ever say they've seen your stuff before?
Yeah, I run into somebody every now and then. Not a whole lot.
So I'm a big
but-
flintlock hunter, and I was
Yeah.
bored, but when I get bored, I can't find anything. I'll
Yeah.
punch in something on. Yeah. When I see you, yeah, that makes. So don't take it the wrong way, but I had my oldest son watch it too. Again, the second time we watched it together, and he was like, you had us laughing, man. Yeah, you're good.
All right. Tell me one thing you liked about the PA Elk Expo and one thing you didn't like.
I really liked we met some really interesting people today. We met the guy at the blacksmith forge, talked to him for a little while. He was a neat dude. And then we met a former wildlife conservation officer. I can't remember his name, but he is
Bodenhorn.
Dick what?
Bodenhorn.
Dick Bodenhorn. We met him and talked to him probably 15 or 20 minutes. Really interesting guy. And so that was neat. And I thought it was like kind of family friendly. Like I would bring my kids here.
Okay.
How about you?
One thing you didn't like.
One thing I didn't like?
Yeah.
Probably the wannabe singer blasting from the corner. I took a little bit of video of him just for comedic relief, but you know.
One thing you like, one thing you didn't like.
I'll start with what I didn't like. I was expecting more hunting retailers instead of the general flea market vibe, but one thing I liked the blacksmith. That guy was neat. Shows a little tutorial there how he fires his forge. Heated up a piece of steel. That was neat. Yeah, just walking around talking to some different folks.
Yeah.
Guy at the sheep tent was interesting too.
Yes, I agree.
He was pretty intense fella, but he was interesting to listen to.
All right, one thing I liked. It's about elk, so I like that part. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if I'd make the trip every year, but I'd say the one thing I didn't like was same as Kurt. I don't really need all the trinket sales and the crafts and the things, but I guess that's probably more geared towards
We do, however,
the
need
wives.
the hunting retailers.
Like who
Yeah.
were you expecting that you didn't see?
Some pack companies, some boot companies, optics companies.
Boat companies.
Just bring them all out.
That's right.
Yeah, that is a notable omission. I didn't see one bow manufacturer, and the only optics I saw was at a table where he was selling saddles and other things. He was selling some Hawk optics,
Yeah,
which
think
I
he
wasn't
was-
impressed with.
I
But
think he was just a local sporting
Yeah.
goods retailer and not necessarily a manufacturer.
all right, that's it.
Three.
bar seating.
Out here's fine.
Then we have a booth or table. Take your pick. How is everybody doing today?
Thank you.
For you, sir.
I was afraid you were going to do that.
What, you want to sit at the table?
There's one right there if you prefer. Alright, what we got here is the remnants of the smoked wings with the house sauce at the Benazet Hotel. And I gotta say, probably the best wing I have ever eaten. Hands down. I'm telling you, that was delicious.